What is CERN, the doorway between worlds? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the CERN and the Dimensional Door series, where we investigate what may be the most powerful machine on Earth, and possibly the most dangerous. You've been told CERN is about science, particle physics, academic research. But beneath the official story lies a deeper truth, a symbolic and literal act of revelation. CERN isn't just a lab, it's a temple, an altar of technology, built not to worship, but to summon truth, power, perhaps even entities. This isn't fiction, this isn't theory, this is physics pushing up against the fabric of spiritual law. Because when you take particles, the tiniest known fragments of physical reality, and smash them together at nearly the speed of light, you're not just studying matter. You're creating a moment that mimics the birth of time itself. You are replicating a cosmic event that once separated light from dark, substance from void, order from chaos. And when that veil begins to shimmer, when reality itself wavers, what comes through? The world's most advanced scientists are asking questions once reserved for mystics and prophets. Is there a mirror world running alongside ours? A dimension that flows backward in time while ours flows forward? Was the Big Bang a bidirectional explosion creating two timelines, not one? And if so, then what is CERN truly trying to reach? This series will take you to the edge of particle physics and the heart of esoteric knowledge. We'll ask what it means to open a portal, not just in space, but in time. Not just through science, but through symbolism. We'll follow the mirrored logic of CERN and discernment, how the very name CERN is a linguistic cipher for separating truth from illusion. And we'll confront the ultimate question of our age. Is CERN opening a physical gate between dimensions, or is it decoding a spiritual boundary humanity was never meant to cross? The veil is thinning. The collisions have begun. And in this video, we follow the particles, straight through the dimensional door. What is CERN? Beyond the official mission, CERN, short for Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, is officially described as the European Council for Nuclear Research, though its scope today has moved far beyond anything implied by the word nuclear. Founded in 1954, CERN exists at the intersection of physics and philosophy, curiosity, and consequence. It is humanity's most ambitious attempt to decode the subatomic laws that govern everything we experience as reality. Located near Geneva on the Franco-Swiss border, CERN is home to the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, the largest and most powerful particle accelerator on Earth. This machine is a 17-mile ring buried roughly 500 feet underground, designed to accelerate beams of particles, usually protons, to near light speed, then crash them together to observe what explodes out of the wreckage. The scale is staggering. Thousands of superconducting magnets guide these beams around the tunnel at 11,245 revolutions per second. The temperature inside the collider is colder than outer space, while the energy levels reached during collisions are hotter than the core of the sun. What's being built and broken here isn't just technology, it's a simulation of cosmic origin. The stated mission is to overstand the building blocks of matter, the most fundamental particles, how they behave, and how they interact. But that's the surface. The deeper you look, the more the mission begins to resemble an act of recreation, an attempt to reconstruct the very moment of creation itself. One of CERN's landmark achievements was the 2012 discovery of the Higgs boson, popularly called the God particle. This elusive particle, long theorized, is believed to give mass to all other particles by interacting with the Higgs field. Without it, matter would have no substance. Reality, as we know it, wouldn't exist. But the hunt for the Higgs was never the end goal. It was the key. Because if you can isolate the Higgs boson, if you can measure the frequency of the force that makes things real, then what's stopping you from editing it? From erasing it? Or even reversing it? That's where things begin to move from the scientific to the metaphysical. Because now, the mission isn't just about overstanding the universe, it's about intervening in it. CERN's work involves dark matter, antimatter, supersymmetry, and the search for extra dimensions. They aren't hiding this. These are publicly available goals in their published documentation. What's missing isn't the data, it's the implication. What does it mean to fire particles together at such scale that you mimic conditions a trillionth of a second after the Big Bang? What does it mean to recreate creation? And what happens if you succeed? CERN may describe itself as a scientific research facility, but in reality, it is functioning as a bridge, a doorway, between known and unknown, seen and unseen, fact and faith. The collisions taking place underground aren't just experiments, they are confrontations. Between human intelligence and universal law, between knowledge and power, between what is and what should never be. The deeper purpose of CERN is not written on their website. It's written in the architecture, the scale, the language, and the consequences. This is not just science, it is a declaration, a bold and reckless statement to the universe. We are ready to see what lies beyond the veil. The veil between dimensions, are they trying to pierce it? While CERN's official purpose is to study particles, many theorists and physicists alike have raised an unsettling possibility, one that even some at CERN have acknowledged outright, that the Large Hadron Collider might do more than reveal the unseen. It might open it. This is not metaphor. When particles collide at near light speeds, the resulting energy densities simulate the universe's earliest conditions. Under such conditions, scientists believe spacetime itself could momentarily distort, creating what they call microscopic black holes, or dimensional gateways. While these terms sound like science fiction, they are referenced in academic papers and openly discussed by physicists in press releases and conferences. What they're describing, in essence, is the possibility of poking holes through the fabric of reality. And what's on the other side? Some scientists refer to this as extra-dimensional space. In string theory and M-theory, our universe is not the only one. It's simply one membrane in a multiverse potentially floating beside countless others. These dimensions are not visible, not detectable, and not accessible. Unless, perhaps, you engineer a collision powerful enough to tear through the wall that separates them. CERN's former director for research and scientific computing, Sergio Bertolucci, famously said that the LHC may create a door, a portal into another reality. He elaborated, "Out of this door might come something, or we might send something into it." This was not a conspiracy theory. This was stated on record. Now consider this alongside a strange cosmic puzzle in modern physics, the theory that time itself split at the Big Bang. According to certain interpretations of cosmological models, when the Big Bang occurred, it didn't just send matter hurling forward into time as we know it. It may have created a mirrored universe, where time flows in the opposite direction. In our world, time flows forward. In the mirrored world, it flows backward. If true, then time is not a single river, it's a dual current. One branch flowing toward what we call the future, the other flowing in reverse, backward into its own mirrored past. And the two may be separated only by a veil of frequency or dimension. What happens when that veil thins? What if CERN, knowingly or not, is opening access to that mirrored side? If a dimension exists where time flows in reverse, its logic, inhabitants, and physical laws might appear alien or even inverted to us. But more disturbingly, if this mirrored realm is being accessed through artificial means, it could disrupt the boundaries we depend on. Boundaries between past and future, real and unreal, life and death. The Mandela effect. A phenomenon where large groups of people remember events or facts differently than they appear now has been linked by some researchers to these potential disturbances in the timeline. CERN is often cited in these discussions, not for proof, but because it uniquely holds the machinery that could make such alterations plausible. We are not simply asking whether particles collide. We are asking whether time, memory, and even dimensional identity are being modified by these high-energy experiments. The question is no longer, could they open a door? The real question is, what has already come through? Discernment, the spiritual mirror, hidden in the scientific quest. Let's strip back the acronym and look deeper. CERN stands for Conseil Européen pour la Recherche Nucléaire, but the resonance of the word CERN goes far beyond bureaucratic naming. Spiritually and symbolically, it echoes the word discernment, a concept central to all mystical traditions, the ability to pierce illusion and see what's truly real. Just as CERN collides particles to break through the fabric of the physical world, discernment breaks through the illusion of appearances to perceive truth. One method is technological, the other, spiritual. But both are aimed at the same thing, uncovering what lies beneath the veil. Now look at the etymology. Discern comes from Latin discernere, to separate, distinguish, sift. CERN's work quite literally involves the sifting of reality at the quantum level. The Higgs field, dark matter, the God particle. These aren't poetic metaphors. They're literal attempts to expose the hidden architecture of existence. But here's the deeper implication. Is CERN the scientific mirror of spiritual discernment? Is its quest for ultimate truth paralleling the soul's quest for awakening? Or has it replaced revelation with replication, seeking divine knowledge without divine alignment? And what does it mean if the same institution breaking apart the structure of matter is also the birthplace of the World Wide Web, the digital nervous system now rewiring human cognition? If CERN gave us the internet, and now aims to uncover or open dimensions, are they building a latticework of simulated omniscience, a technological counterfeit to spiritual omnipresence? In ancient initiatory traditions, only those prepared to wield truth could be trusted with it. Discernment was a sacred skill. Without it, seeing too much too soon could destroy the uninitiated. So what happens when CERN sees too much too fast? When technology discerns reality without the wisdom to contain it, we risk opening what cannot be closed. And perhaps, that is exactly what's already begun. CERN and the mirrored universe. Modern cosmology tells us the universe began with a single event, the Big Bang. But not all physicists agree that time simply began and moved forward. There is a provocative theory that says the Big Bang created two universes, not one. One, like ours, moves forward in time. The other, it runs backward. This is called the time-symmetric model or bidirectional time theory, and it suggests that when the Big Bang occurred, time didn't just ignite the future, it also ignited a mirrored past, traveling in reverse. From our perspective, that timeline looks like it's moving away from us. But from the mirrored side, we are the ones running backward. So what is a mirrored universe? In theoretical physics, it's not simply a parallel universe where events unfold differently. A mirrored universe implies inverted causality, where what we call the future is their past, and our past is their future. Every action may appear reversed. Every law of thermodynamics may bend. Even the arrow of time, which, in our reality, always moves from order to disorder, might be flipped. Entropy could decrease. Light could curve inward. Decay could build rather than break. And here's where CERN becomes more than just a laboratory. By smashing particles at nearly the speed of light, CERN is trying to replicate the energy conditions just after the Big Bang. If the Big Bang produced two diverging timelines, ours and its inverse, then CERN may be generating microportals, momentary breaches, or entangled doorways into that mirrored field. And that leads to the central question. What does physics look like in a world running backward? Even deeper, what would consciousness be like there? Would identity feel reversed? Would emotion run upstream? Would memory operate in reverse, beginning with grief and ending in innocence? And if we are gaining access to this mirrored space, are we not just looking across time, but stepping into alternate timelines, where the rules are fundamentally incompatible with our own? That might explain the cognitive distortions many people feel today. The Mandela effect, the sense of déjà vu, missing time, altered memories, and an increasingly fluid reality may all be symptoms of an overlay, a bleed-through between timelines. If CERN is punching holes into a reversed continuum, the result may not be a clean separation between worlds, but a dangerous interweaving, one that subtly rewrites the structure of the present without our consent. This isn't just theoretical, it's metaphysical. If mirrored time exists, and we are bridging into it, we may be importing more than physics, we may be importing inversion itself. Inverted values, inverted logic, inverted order. That would mean the distortion is not just scientific, it's spiritual. And the most important question we must ask is this. What happens when a forward-moving civilization makes contact with its reverse? Portals and parallel realities. CERN is not shy about its ambitions. Scientists involved in the Large Hadron Collider have openly discussed the possibility that their experiments could lead to discoveries of parallel dimensions, even admitting that doorways might open temporarily or otherwise. These aren't conspiracy theorists or spiritual mystics. These are physicists working on the frontier of quantum mechanics and high-energy particle collisions. In 2009, Dr. Sergio Bertolucci, then director of research at CERN, made a statement that has since become infamous in disclosure circles. He said that the LHC could potentially open a door to another dimension out of which something may come, or into which we might send something. That quote is not speculative fiction. It's published scientific curiosity wrapped in cautious optimism and cloaked concern. If that door is real, then what happens when it opens? We're told that parallel realities are theoretical mathematical constructs of the multiverse. But what if they're not? What if they're accessible? What if CERN isn't just looking for particles, but mapping entry points into other dimensions that function on a different logic altogether? Enter the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect refers to a bizarre psychological phenomenon where large groups of people remember the same incorrect details about events, products, or cultural moments. These aren't simple memory errors. They're collective memory contradictions. People insist they remember Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears. They recall a movie called Shazam starring Sinbad that doesn't exist. They quote Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father," when the actual line is, "No, I am your father." Why do millions remember the same things wrongly? One theory suggests these distortions are evidence of timeline merging. That some versions of reality once isolated have now begun to overlap. And if that's the case, what caused the overlap? The timing is curious. Many of these Mandela effect phenomena began to gain traction around 2012-2015, shortly after CERN's initial LHC run and experiments around the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. The idea is this: if you tamper with time, you tamper with memory. If dimensions collide or blend at the atomic level, residual inconsistencies may ripple through the larger field of shared consciousness. That's not just science fiction, that's quantum interference. Pop culture has been quietly preparing us for this for decades. In The Twilight Zone, Fringe, The OA, Donnie Darko, and Stranger Things, the same themes appear. An elite experiment opens a portal, something unexpected comes through, and reality begins to warp. These are not just creative accidents. They are cultural pattern recognition art, imitating what the subconscious already suspects. We are not alone in our own dimension, and we may be bleeding into another. CERN's mission may be about discovery. But what if discovery isn't neutral? What if opening a portal doesn't just bring knowledge but displacement? The Mandela effect may be the breadcrumb trail. The pop culture clues may be warnings. And CERN's own language may not be metaphor, but reality disclosure hiding in plain sight. So the question is no longer, could they open a door? It's what already came through. Ritual, symbolism, spiritual subtext. Beneath the surface of scientific curiosity, CERN radiates a deeper aesthetic one that merges ancient archetypes with modern power. The architecture, art, and rituals woven into CERN's physical environment suggest that something more than empirical discovery is taking place. The subtext is spiritual. The symbolism is deliberate. Let's begin with the most iconic symbol, the Shiva statue. Standing tall at CERN's Geneva facility is a 12-foot bronze statue of Shiva Nataraja, the Hindu deity known as the cosmic dancer, a figure associated not only with creation and rebirth, but destruction and dissolution. In Hindu mythology, Shiva dances the Tandava, the celestial performance that maintains the cycle of the universe. Why would a high-energy particle research facility choose Shiva, the destroyer of worlds, as its mascot? CERN claims the statue was a gift from India, a diplomatic offering to celebrate the collaboration between Indian scientists and the LHC project. But the choice of that specific god, in that pose, outside that building, is striking. Especially considering what CERN is designed to do: smash particles, dismantle the building blocks of matter, and flirt with energies powerful enough to tear spacetime itself. The symbolism is too aligned to be accidental. Now consider CERN's physical location. The lab was built near Saint-Genis-Pouilly, a French town whose name is derived from the Roman settlement Apolliacum, dedicated to the god Apollo. In ancient tradition, Apollo was not just a sun god, he was a guardian of gates, a deity associated with light, prophecy, and portals between worlds. Some ancient writings even describe Apolliacum as a site believed to house an entrance to the underworld. So here we have CERN, positioned atop an ancient spiritual site, beneath the statue of a cosmic destroyer, actively working to open unseen doors. Coincidence? Or coded ritual? Now add to this the Symmetry video, a high-budget short film produced by CERN in 2015. Marketed as an artistic collaboration, the film features real CERN scientists dancing through the collider tunnels in symbolic sequences that mirror occult ritual choreography. The actors perform precise movements inside circular chambers, collapse into trance-like states, and enact transformation narratives that echo spiritual possession or initiation rites. CERN never provided a real explanation for the video's deeper meaning. What's most disturbing is not the presence of art at a science facility, it's the consistency of the symbols being used. Circles, dualities, mirrored selves, breakdown and rebirth, all classic motifs of ritual work and magical invocation. The film ends with an ambiguous suggestion of transcendence or rupture. So what's happening here? Is CERN imitating ritual to humanize its work, or aligning with ancient symbols to enhance its power? In esoteric traditions, ritual creates resonance. It's not just symbolic, it's functional. When you perform a pattern with intention, in the right place and time, it doesn't just represent transformation, it triggers it. Whether conscious or unconscious, CERN seems to be mimicking spiritual structures that tap into something beyond reason, beyond physics. The boundaries between scientific ambition and spiritual invocation are not just blurred at CERN, they're intertwined. In the old world, temples were built at energetic intersections, the same way churches were constructed over pagan sites. Today, it appears our most advanced technologies are doing the same. Particle colliders are built where the gods once danced. Rituals are restaged where knowledge is chased. Symbols are repurposed where science dares to play God. Is it homage? Is it hubris? Or is it a new kind of technological spirituality masquerading as empirical research? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Manifestation series, where we don't just talk about manifesting, we master it. Because let's be honest, manifestation has been watered down, reduced to vague quotes, mood boards, and empty promises. But you didn't come here to wish. You came here to build a reality that hits different. A reality that responds to your frequency, your language, your alignment, and your decision to stop playing small. This series is not fluff. It's physics, frequency, and fierce creative power. Inside the Manifestation series, You're going to learn how to collapse timelines, shift identities, and speak worlds into existence, just like the greatest minds in history. This isn't just about being positive. This is about being powerful. Here's what you unlock inside. Vision to Reality, the Vision Board course. You've heard about vision boards, but you've never done them like this. This is a full energetic ritual, a precision-coded map for your subconscious, designed to bridge image, frequency, and strategy. It's not arts and crafts. It's blueprinting your future in visual form and turning it into matter. Time, quantum timelines, and why time isn't real. Manifestation doesn't take time, it takes alignment. In this module, I'll show you how time is just a mirror of energy and how to collapse timelines using choice, clarity, and vibration. Past, present, future, they're happening now. And when you know how to navigate time quantum style, you stop waiting and start receiving. Quantum jumping, instantly up level. Your next level life isn't years away. It's one decision away. In this training, you'll learn how to quantum jump, how to shift into a version of you that already has what you desire. This isn't fantasy. It's how high-performance creators, athletes, and spiritual masters leap beyond limits. Jump now. Land in power. Every word. The power of affirmations and spoken language. Words build worlds. In this course, I show you how to use affirmations like spell work, not just repeating empty mantras, but speaking with vibration, intention, and spiritual force. If you've ever felt like affirmations don't work, this will change everything. You'll learn to command your field, not just request from it. The greats. Learning from the most exceptional minds in history. We're not the first to master this. In this legendary module, we decode the techniques, habits, and quantum genius of the world's most powerful manifestors, from ancient sages to modern icons. You'll learn how to think like the greats, move like the greats, and manifest like the greats. This isn't another feel-good series. This is a spiritual weapon, disguised as a manifestation course. It's made for leaders, cycle breakers, visionaries, and soul builders. You don't need another wish list. You need a system that teaches you how to bend reality. This is that system. So if you're ready to stop playing with potential and start creating results, welcome to your next level. The manifestation series is open now. You know what to do. Let's build what they said was impossible and make it inevitable.